So the Democrats in the United States have now formally initiated impeachment proceedings against the US President Donald Trump. And that, of course, has renewed interest here in India about what is an impeachment. Now, the Constitution of the United States allows for US Congress to impeach a sitting president if he or she is found involved in a high crime. What is a high crime? A high crime could be a major wrongdoing, like treason or bribery or simply lying under oath. Have there been US presidents who've been impeached in the past? Yes, there have been two instances where US presidents have been impeached. One was way back in 1869, a man named Andrew Johnson, and then more recently in 1998, Bill Clinton was impeached. But neither of these two were removed from office because they had the numbers in the US Congress, and without the numbers, you cannot remove an American president from office. And then you had the third example of Richard Nixon, who, before he could be impeached, decided to resign. This was in 1974 on the back of the Watergate scandal. So how exactly does impeachment work? Well, it starts off with the lower house, in this case, the House of Representatives, initiating a formal impeachment inquiry. That's what the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, said on Wednesday, that the Democrats were formally starting the impeachment proceeding. Once that happens, a vote will have to be moved in the House of Representatives. There will have to be a 51% majority for that vote to be passed by the entire House, that yes, the impeachment proceeding is ratified and that a trial can begin. The Democrats control the House of Representatives, the lower house of Congress, and therefore it is expected to easily sail through. The problem is the next step. Once the House has voted by a simple majority for impeachment trial to begin, the trial then goes to the other house, which in this case is the upper house, the Senate of the US Congress. Here, it is the Republicans, the ruling party, the party of Donald Trump, which has the majority. So in a 100-member Senate, the Republicans have 53 senators and the Democrats have 48. But to impeach a president, to remove a president from office, you need the support of 2/3 of all senators. So that means you need at least 67 senators to vote in that trial that Donald Trump be removed from office, which means as the current numbers stand, you'll need another 20 more senators, Republican senators, to switch sides and join the Democrats in a bid to remove Donald Trump. That, at this stage, looks highly unlikely. So what is this controversy about? Why are the Democrats formally now initiating impeachment proceedings against Donald Trump? This controversy goes back to a few weeks ago when there was this phone call reportedly between Donald Trump and the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky. In that phone call, Trump is alleged to have told his Ukrainian counterpart that he wanted some information on Joe Biden, who happens to be the former vice president of the United States, and currently he's the frontrunner in the Democratic presidential race. He wanted some dirt on Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden. Now, the story goes that Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, was a director in a Ukrainian gas company between 2014 and 2018. The allegation against Hunter Biden is he used the influence of his father's office, the influence of the office of the Vice President of the United States, to try and remove the then Ukrainian Attorney General. Now, at this stage, there is no evidence to back this claim. Right now, this is an insinuation. So what happened in that phone call between Trump and the Ukrainian president is that there was an intelligence community official who was in on that phone call, which is a normal routine procedure. He was so taken aback by the words that Trump used, the threat that he used against the Ukrainian president. Trump basically said that he's withholding millions of dollars of military aid until Ukraine and its president get back to him with some dirt on Joe Biden and his son. So this intelligence official was so taken aback by the contents of that phone call, he then decided to send a secret note to the Director of National Intelligence. The Director of National Intelligence is now sitting on that secret note. He has to testify before the US Congress later on this week. He is refusing to release the transcript of that phone call. He is citing presidential privilege. The problem is that legal advice to cite presidential privilege has gone to the Director of National Intelligence from the Trump administration. So it's basically Trump protecting Trump. Now, the Democrats are saying that this is an open bid to try and misuse the office of the President of the United States, and that's why formal impeachment proceedings have been initiated in the House of Representatives.